Hello everybody and welcome back to Madden 2005, and we are here back once again with some more Raiders football here, kind of towards the midpoint of the season, I guess you could say. It is the 9th, or rather the 10th game of the season, so I guess we are kind of towards the back half. I guess this is officially kind of the home stretch point of the year, but most of our division games are on the back half of our schedule, including our two games against the San Diego Chargers, the first of which taking place here in Oakland today. The Chargers are top 10 offensively in all three major categories. Kind of like we are, except for running, of course, and then their defense ranks towards the bottom, much like ours does. So this is a pretty evenly matched game. It'll be very interesting to see how this game will go down, I guess, and how this matchup will go for years to come, because I guess as far as the other three teams that we'll be playing, a whole bunch in the AFC West, I'm not really sure which team I feel the most kind of like scared of. I mean, I guess Dick Vermeil's Chiefs around this time is kind of the most formidable opponent, but even then, the Broncos still are not bad at this time either, and then the Chargers are just really starting to hit their stride offensively, with a lot of the great teams that they would have in the late 2000s, so really we're the only team that needs to probably play catch up with the remaining three. There really isn't an easy one between us. It's unlike the other series I've done in which either half or some of the division is, perennially very bad, like in the Cowboys series with the Giants being very bad, and then the Bengals series with, like the Browns and stuff being bad. But anyway, that's a whole bunch of spiels here. We are in the throes, I guess you could say, of an AFC playoff run. We're not going to look at any playoff standings now because I think it's still a little bit too early, but depending on how this game and I guess subsequently the other games following this one go, we might be looking here by week 13 or 14 to see where our odds kind of are. But we're going to get into this game here on a 3rd and 7 at about midfield, and Rich Gannon fires one across the middle, and it is caught for a first down to get us inside the San Diego 40. And that will set us up with some decent field position here now on this drive here to start the game. And it's Chris Cole getting involved here, so kind of like the third guy in the depth chart, getting his name called early here. So on another 3rd down, as Chargers defense is showing some force here against our offense, and that pass is knocked loose as our receiver cannot come down with it. I'm not sure which one it was. It was probably Tim Brown. That looked like his side of the field, so unsure. But we're going to bring out Janikowski for a 49-yarder. This is probably one of the longest kicks we've asked him to try and make this year, and of course he nails it through, because that's why we have Janikowski. I've said it before. That's why we have Janikowski, man. It's so he can do things like that, do important things like that for us. So 3-0 is the score. We have the football once again as San Diego's offense has struggled to get going here early in the game. From their 45, Rich Gannon, a deep shot downfield, and it's caught by Tim Brown, and he's brought down in the end zone. I have no idea how that wasn't a touchdown. I mean, maybe if we wanted to challenge that spot, maybe, but I have no idea how. But either way, so we're going to cut to 2nd and goal here, and Rich Gannon's going to keep it himself, and the old man's going to dive forward into the end zone grass and get the first touchdown of the game. So he said, screw it, man, I'll do it myself. And we've seen him do that before this year, so we shouldn't be super surprised that he was capable of doing that. So 10-0 at now the score, and once again we are back on offense as San Diego's really struggled to get out of the gate here, and Rich Gannon with a huge pass to Teo Johnson, our tight end, who's off to the races. Clearly does not have the speed to get loose here, and we're going to get a nice defensive play here, I guess, from Justin Fargas, who pancakes someone on the other side of the field, as if that really mattered, but either way. So cut to a 3rd and 5 here late in the first quarter, trying to take it down here. Rich Gannon fires it across the middle, and Chris Cole's unable to hang on to that ball as there was a whole lot of congestion in the middle of the field here. Gannon trying to fit that one into a window, and so Janikowski out for another 40-plus yard field goal, and this time he is good once again. So again, I don't think we've seen him miss one. He probably has in the games that we've seen, but I don't think we've seen him miss one yet this year. So unfortunately, we have an opportunity for more points, but 13-0 over San Diego. We will happily take that this early on into the season as we're trying to get back to 500 here. So San Diego finally with the football here to start off the second quarter, and that's Phillip Rivers, a young Phillip Rivers. He is a higher overall here, and he is going to hit Richie Caldwell, who's going to get all the way into the end zone. A humongous passing play for San Diego, a massive one. A deep shot from Phillip Rivers. Takes a shot low on the body. That'd probably be a flag in today's game, but Caldwell is able to get behind the defense, and he's got plenty of speed to still get into the end zone. So a huge pickup for San Diego's offense to finally cut this lead essentially in half here. So we're only up by 6 now, but Gannon on the Charger side of the field here. A quick one off to the side here. I'm not sure who that was that he hit. It looks like Zach Crockett, the fullback, we hit. So Or no, it's Teo Johnson. Teo Johnson tight end who he is. I thought it was 32, not 82. So, but Teo Johnson gets us a nice completion here now, flirting with the red zone here. And on the very next play, we get into the end zone as I believe it's Chris Cole who kind of on a dime just like completely turned his direction, his momentum here. Look at this route that he runs. We get to see a nice little pancake again here. A nice little play. Chris, look at that, man. Just completely turns his direction. All forward momentum just shifts it. So 20-7 is now your score. And we are once again on offense close to midfield. Gannon fires this one across the middle, and he finds a San Diego linebacker. And it would not be a Rich Gannon game without at least one turnover, man. We're really bad on turnovers in the NFL. I think we're like 29th. And it's probably because of that man right there. So Phillip Rivers now going to try and make something out of that turnover. And he fires one across the middle, and he hits Kevin Dyson. That was Eric Parker, the second receiver on the depth chart, who he managed to hit for a first down to get him into Oakland territory. And then on the very next play, it's a fumble, and the Raiders are going to recover it. So the Chargers are going to answer back with a turnover of their own. And I think that time it actually might have been Kevin Dyson who fumbled that catch. So around the 2-minute warning here, we wouldn't do anything with it. So this is later on in the quarter here. So Gannon trying to get some points before half, and he wants a deep shot downfield, and it is caught by Tim Brown, and he's going to be brought down at about the 14-yard line of San Diego. Just a huge completion, and we've seen Gannon hit a couple of those deep bombs in this game already so far. It's good to see that he still has that arm strength to pull off things like that. So 1st and 10 here from inside the 20, and Gannon's going to fire this one over to the corner by the pylon, and that's Jerry Rice, folks. We're finally getting a Jerry Rice touchdown in this season. I don't think we've seen one or watched one with our own eyes all season long, but we do get one. But unfortunately, the booth is going to be hating on my man. The booth is going to be hating on my boy Jerry Rice, doubting whether he got both feet in. And as you can see from this angle here, it's definitely very close. It definitely warranted a bit of a review here. In today's NFL, would be reviewed anyway, but the booth making the right call here. But that foot is definitely inbounds before it hits the white chalk, so that is definitely going to be a touchdown. So the play is going to stand, and we're going to be up 27-7 over our division rivals. With still a minute and a half left to go in the first half, and San Diego going to try and move with a little bit of tempo here as this quick pass is caught. It's only going to get him 3 yards, but they're going to run the hurry up here to try and catch the defense off guard. Phillip Rivers gets everybody back up to the line here. Pressure's coming off the edge, but he gets rid of it quickly to Antonio Gates, a young Antonio Gates, across the middle, who's going to get brought down at about the Oakland 47 or 48-yard line. So it's going to be a fresh set of downs here. Time taken away at about a minute and a quarter now. Rivers back up to the line here, takes the snap, plenty of time to throw here, fires one deep to the other side of the field, and it's going to be caught in double coverage, man. 2 guys on that one receiver, and it's going to get caught anyway. So 1st and 10 now at about the Oakland 23-yard line, it looks just about, and San Diego's finally going to call a timeout here, try to get their breath and kind of reshuffle the deck here. So cut to a 3rd and 6. Pressure is coming on, but Rivers gets rid of it quickly, and it's going to be picked off, and this one is heading the other way, and plenty of speed, a huge burst of speed here. I got to pull up the roster sheet to see exactly who's running away with it, and I think it's Charles Woodson who's running away with it. Charles Woodson with the pick 6, with the 91-yard pick 6. I didn't need to look up the roster because it's right there, man. Charles Woodson, a huge pick 6, man. We haven't seen a lot of big defensive plays like that from him. So it's amazing to see him get involved like that, man. I absolutely love to see that. So, and that's going to put us up 34-7 over the Chargers here. So cut to early in the 3rd quarter, the Chargers on offense again, and Phillip Rivers rips another interception. This one's going the other way. It's a shorter distance on the field, but still more than enough space. And unless it's going to pop this name up for me again, I'm probably going to have to look up the name once again and see if I can get it here. Hold on. Let me consult the sheet here. Consult my sheet. This is very, it's Derek Gibson, our strong safety, who was able to get the second pick 6 and get us up 41-7. So I know this is a little bit more convoluted. I do not have it memorized, but I have all my notes here, as you can probably hear on the microphone. But the Chargers aren't done either, as now it's Richie Caldwell once again, another humongous bomb from Phillip Rivers, man, and the Chargers are just absolutely rolling through that passing game, and it just seems to be a little bit inconsistent here between Phillip Rivers hitting guys on the defense and hitting guys on the offense. And once again, it's Gibson, our strong safety, just had the amazing play and then lets Caldwell get behind him again. Does not have the speed to get up to Caldwell either. So we're both going to add a couple field goals. So 17-44 is going to be your score heading into the 4th quarter of play here. And on a 2nd and 2, Gannon stands firm in the pocket, unloads a deep shot downfield, and it's Jerry Porter who's going to shake off the defender and step into the end zone for a huge Raider touchdown. And dude, you cannot recreate that kind of production, man. Jerry Porter has been the absolute star of this offense, and being one of the younger guys on the offense, that just makes me feel so confident about the direction that this team could potentially be heading, because we don't have a question mark at quarterback. So as long as Kerry Collins can hit Jerry Porter the same way Rich Gannon did, then this offense can at least be functional. divisional moving forward. So a huge, humongous win over the Chargers. I didn't look up any historical stats, but this is probably the biggest win over San Diego, I would probably imagine, in Raiders franchise history, even probably Vegas and LA history. It's probably the biggest margin of victory for the Raiders over the Chargers. So we will happily take that win, especially given where our seasons are, even San Diego's, because we're probably going to be racing with San Diego down the stretch here towards the end of the season. Both of us are probably still somewhat alive here in divisional play, considering how good the Chiefs are doing, because we know the Broncos didn't get off to the hottest start. So, but, I mean, looking over the actual stats of the game, we'll talk about that. The Chargers, 4 trips to the red zone and 0 scores, man. 0 points off red zone opportunities. That is just brutal. You're not going to win anything doing that. And then, of course, the 2 turnovers, obviously we had turnovers as well, or at least one, but the 2 pick sixes were completely detrimental, man. That completely torpedoed any chance San Diego had of even really staying in the game. Tim Brown and Jerry Porter being the class of our receiving core, and Teo Johnson also getting kind of involved, too. Jerry Rice also caught a touchdown along with Chris Cole, so Regana really kind of spraying the ball across the field any way that he knows how. And Napoleon Harris gets an interception late in the game as well. I don't think we watched it, but and then we also have Gibson, the strong safety, who got the pick 6, and Charles Woodson with a pick 6. So coming back to the Hub World, we do lose our second game to the Broncos, and the Broncos are 6-6. So the divisional race is really packed up in the middle here, and then we do beat the Chiefs though. So we lose a huge division game, and then we pick up another massive division game. So that kind of puts us right in the thick of things at 6-6, going to Atlanta now to play an out-of-conference opponent who's also in the thick of things in the playoffs. So a very important game for both of our 2 teams here. We need to win that. We need to win every game, essentially, but it's huge for Atlanta. So hope to see you guys in Atlanta when we play the Falcons.